It's 11:59 at Radio Free America, and this is Uncle Sam with music and the truth until dawn. Right now, I got a few words for some of our brothers and sisters in the occupied zone. The chair is against the wall. The chair is against the wall. John has a long mustache. John has a long mustache. It's 12 o'clock, Americans, another day closer to victory. And for all of you out there on or behind the lines, this is your song.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Daily Gun Show. We come to you live for about an hour or 90 minutes a day on YouTube, and we also simulcast over on gunchannels.com. We do watch all the comments coming in from everybody watching the show live. One of the reasons that the show was started was for the interactivity with the live audience, so we appreciate everybody that's over there watching right now. Also appreciate everybody watching later, and appreciate the feedback and everyone that's subbed to all the channels and shows support. All the content creators and the chat hosts, they all put in a lot of effort. So make sure you go check them out, show them some support, and check out gunchannels.com. We have hosts today. I am Jimmy coming in from Arizona, and we have Bob coming in from Canada.
Hey, glad to be here.
I do believe we're going to have a G from a special location or a undisclosed location so far, so he will be joining us in a little bit. But today we do have our entertainment topics. We also have good idea versus bad idea. We're going to do the hashtag showdown, and then we also have the gun shop of the day, gun of the day, and all the rest of that fun stuff you guys love so much. So usually we like to start the show, anything that happened overnight or in the early hours of the morning. So Bob, you got anything?
I got nothing. I've been having internet troubles for a couple days here. That's why I missed the last couple shows. But yeah, I really didn't see anything on the news.
Yeah, news is kind of the same old regurgitated stuff over and over again. Let's see. Last night there was a pretty good chat. I believe, was it? I'm not sure. You guys out there in the comments are going to have to tell me if it was ghost chat or if it was hit or miss, because I believe one of those two chats, they were raising money for Night Strike to get his CCW.
Yeah, and I think they managed to do it too.
Yeah, now that is awesome. That's one of the things that's great about gun channels. It's not like we're gonna, support everybody to go get their, don't come over here to get money, but that is one of the cool things though, is that, we are all a community and we help each other out if we can, when we can.
Yeah, and Night Strike's been a big part of the community for a while, so he deserves it.
Yeah, Mel out there was saying good work last night. Travis P11, I didn't know he had it. Did he have a chat last night? Or maybe it was on one of the chats after the show. Okay, so it was after Hit or Miss, and they went live and raised $120. They were only looking for 100.
Oh, right on.
So that's really, really cool. Hopefully Night Strike goes and gives up his fingerprints and gets it.
Yeah. Well, $25 he could get some bum to give him his fingerprints.
Yeah. That's what the extra 20 is for there. Yeah, so we had a bunch of good chats going on. Another thing real quick too, I just wanted to mention it. That Wisconsin was doing, you missed it, but they were on Tuesday going in to vote for concealed or constitutional carry in Wisconsin. And that actually passed now and is going to the Senate Pass Committee, and they are going for it. So good luck to them. We'll be hearing about that probably within, hopefully, the month. Might be sooner if they drag it out, but good luck, Wisconsin.
No kidding. That's good news.
Yep. So I guess if that's everything, I guess we could just jump into the show. Like I said, G-Web should be joining us shortly, so we might as well just jump in, and if he comes in, I guess it's the Gun Show Loophole Tour, so he can interrupt.
I will let him.
Yeah. So today, our entertainment topic is sniper movies. Probably should have did a little bit more preparation for that one.
Well, there's been a fair number of them.
Oh, yeah. Crap. What can I think of off the top of my head, man? There was that, Sniper. American Sniper.
American Sniper.
Yeah.
I like to think the earliest movie that I consider a sniper rifle or sniper movie would be Sergeant York.
Sergeant York. I don't think I've seen that one.
Oh man, you've heard of Sergeant York though, right? World
Yeah.
War One hero. Yeah. Yeah, they made a movie with who was it? It was back, had to be 40s, maybe 30s even. But it was a story of Sergeant York because he was a conscientious objector because he'd found God, eh?
Yeah.
He'd be a bit of a badass, but then he found God. But then for whatever reason, he changed his mind or whatever and ended up capturing, I don't know, 120 Germans single-handedly after he took out 3 machine gun nests. And he'd just sit back there with his rifle and he'd make gobbly noises like turkey noises, and because that's what he used to hunting. And the Germans would stick their head up going, what the heck? And it'd pop. And then he'd do it again and the other one would stick his head up.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, it was hilarious, man. Oh God, I wish I could remember that actor's name because he was good. He's one of those like big, tall guy, you know, just a sweet looking guy, but you know, could be real tough. Oh man. Well, I can't remember his name now, and I probably won't remember it. But yeah, really. And that's
Sean was acting Cary Grant, maybe.
I don't know. I don't think it was Cary Grant. I don't know. Cary Grant just seems so suave.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Probably Google it, but anyway. That's what I think of when I think of, you know, the sniper movie. The first one I can remember ever really like thinking of as a sniper movie, but there's been so many, like some have been kind of spoofy, but lots of them have been, you know, like that last one about Chris Kyle, is it?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that one. I mean, yeah, I don't know.
I mean, they had some authentic moments, I guess, but yeah, I'm sure they built it up for Hollywood a little bit.
Oh, sure. Well, they do that with every movie.
Yeah.
I'm sure the Sergeant York one was built up a fair bit, but even if you only take 1/10 of what they've said about Sergeant York, it still like makes him look like Superman.
I'm trying to think of another one that was pretty good. I'm stuck to the 80s and the 90s because that was kind of like my movie watching.
It was your movie time, yeah.
What was that new one? Didn't Mark D. Mark make one too?
Oh yeah, that was I think it was just called Sniper, wasn't it?
Yeah, Sniper or Shooter, one of the two. Yeah.
Shooter. Yeah, that was it. Shooter.
Yeah, that was a pretty good one. I like that one, but like that again, those two kind of came into some unrealistic scenarios.
Just a few. Get blood transfusion in a bathroom.
I just looked up just for the heck of it some top 10. I gotta watch Sergeant York, so I'm gonna look that right now. Okay, save that. So this top 10 is saying Enemy at the Gates. Did you end up seeing that one ever?
Oh yeah, Enemy at the Gates. That was an excellent movie.
Yeah, that was a real good one.
Yeah,
so that's number one.
Yuri. I can't remember his last name, but yeah, that was really excellent. Again, it seems to be a common denominator though that most of these snipers who get really famous are hunters. You know, they grew up being hunters.
Well, that could be. Is that kind of like one of them things? I guess you can consider like not indoctrination because I don't want to use that word. That's kind of like a dirty word, but I mean like I don't know. They've been doing it since they're young, so it's kind of I guess like riding a bike.
Yeah. Something. Oh, it's exactly right. The same thing goes with pilots. Like at least in the World War II and World War I and that. Because they grew up learning how to lead a target. So it just was natural to them, right? Because nobody really explained that to you, that you got to put this much deflection on. Like nobody talked like that. It was just lead your target, you know, and you just learned to guesstimate, right? Where your bullets were going to be when your target was, you know, you'd fire at your target, it was way over here, and your bullets, you're shooting way over there. But by the time your bullets get there, the target's there. And that's just something that, like, once it's instinctive in your head, you don't even think about it anymore.
Yeah, like leading, that kind of, like you're just saying, it's like it's almost instinctual. You just
Yeah.
know you have to do it.
Right. And it becomes something you're not thinking about. And of course, um, because you're not thinking about it, it's instantaneous.
Yeah. Let's see if we're getting any comments over here. Sean was saying for the Sergeant York, Gary Cooper. You're trying to drive Bob crazy right now, Sean.
I think it was Gary Cooper. I'm pretty
Okay.
sure it was Gary Cooper. Yeah.
Melvin Shooter was okay. Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that one. Jarhead.
Oh,
The yeah, the golf movie.
yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Go oddball movie, Gross Point Blank. That was another good one.
Yeah, I remember that one.
That was one of the movies that I only watched like one time, so I really don't remember it that well.
Yeah, same here. Well, I might have watched it twice, but halfway through the second time, I was like, "Oh, I've seen this before." Click.
What was that? Wasn't there? There was one too with Richard Gere in it where they had snipers. Um, shit. Jackal, yeah, Jackal. I think I'm pretty
Jackal.
sure.
Yeah. That was an assassin sniper,
Yeah.
bad guy sniper.
And then there's this one up here that's saying Lethal Weapon, but I don't remember Lethal Weapon having. Oh yeah, that's right. They did that like a scene.
Yeah. Yeah, well, there was quite a few, when you think about it, quite a few sniper movies. So
Yeah, yeah they're getting their recognition out there.
yeah, which if you remember the movies that would come out in the 70s and 80s, the sniper was usually the bad guy. They were hunting the bad sniper. And if the good guy had to be a sniper too, he would do it. But they always made the sniper out to be the bad guy. That's kind of what I remember. Yeah, Reacher had some nice sniper scenes in it.
Yeah.
Accountant. How about The Accountant? That had some.
Oh yeah, that surprised me because I do not like Ben Affleck at all, and that was a really good movie.
Yeah, that's probably why I haven't seen it yet. I've just seen some of the action scenes, the gun scenes, but yeah, I just can't stand them.
Check it out. It's Ben Affleck plays an autistic guy. I mean, it's kind of almost there.
Yeah, that's true. He certainly got his head up his ass.
Yeah. Oh man. Ghost is saying okay, so yeah, it was Jackal. Defoe and John Wick. I remember a sniper part in John Wick, but I don't remember all that. The Saint.
Oh,
Yeah, Defoe. I don't know who that is.
oh, he was in Platoon.
Oh,
One of the main guys in Platoon. I think he was a guy with a scarred up face.
oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good actor.
Jack Reacher. I didn't see that one yet. I don't know. I've been avoiding it because of Tom Cruise, but
I don't like Tom Cruise either, but you know what? There was some really good sniper scenes in that.
really?
Yeah, they had an old guy sniper. And yeah, there's some pretty good stuff in there.
Oh yeah, William Defoe was the other hitman and tried to kill Wick in his hotel room, and he missed and hit the pillow. Yeah, I remember that part. Okay. What other one? Point of No Return.
Point of No Return.
Not ringing any bells for me.
Yeah, me neither.
Gun Channel side, Connery saying wasn't a sniper only movie, but there was a good set of scenes in Saving Private Ryan. Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that one.
Oh yeah, that's true. There was a couple of good sniper scenes in Saving Private Ryan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. There was that stupid one with the people where they trying to rob a hotel or kill somebody or a bunch of assassins, but they had this group of black women assassins, and one was a sniper who was their overwatch, and she was taking people out with a 50 just like through walls, and that was kind of interesting. But that's just because I like watching 50 shoot through walls and cars and people.
Yeah. What else we got? Oh yeah, that have you ever seen that movie Wanted with the Angelina Jolie where they like curved the bullet?
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah, somebody mentioned that one. That one was ridiculous.
oh yeah, Moon Food, Smoking Aces. That's the one I was thinking of with that.
Oh yeah, that one black chick in there, she was actually pretty good looking. Alicia Keys.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't remember her name. I think it's Alicia Keys.
Oh, look who just jumped in! It's the wandering gun nut.
Yeah, the Wandering Webs.
Yeah, the Wandering Webs. There you go. Man, that's
Here's the
much more poetic than mine.
yeah. So here's my audio coming in. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, loud and clear.
All right. So trivia of the day. What am I looking at? What are those cargo containers right there? Seen in the other pictures.
Are they AK-47?
Imagine you were standing on this rooftop looking down. That's the picture we've been given. That's all the 4473s in the country, I think. This is the ATF technology brand. Or maybe it's the Form 1s and 4s. I really don't know.
What?
But it looks a heck of a lot like that picture they posted of the crates that were supposed to have the 4473s in them. Okay, sorry to interrupt. I just got here. I'm at the ATF technology branch in the middle of West Virginia, middle of nowhere, West Virginia.
Oh, that's cool, man. We're kind of just killing time till you got here talking about the movies. But yeah, we'd like to hear about the ATF and the 4470s.
So will I get arrested if dog over to pee on the ATF? They might not be super happy about vans driving up next to their gates and shit. There's nothing to see up front. This is also a big VA hospital. So I tried to get pictures up front, but there ain't nothing.
So are they like trying to stay like hidden kind of thing, or is it just they just don't advertise?
I really have no idea.
Huh.
Not
Oh yeah, we were just wrapping up the movie of the day. Or not the movie of the day, sorry, the entertainment segment, which was movies.
Go potty. Come on. Your business. All right, sorry, we can go on with the show.
Oh yeah, no problem. We just wrapped up the entertainment segment, sniper movies. So let's see here. Usually between the first and second segment of the show, we like to feature gun channel members, people that are real active on the site and doing stuff. And today we have some sent in from Angry. So let's just pick one from the top here. Smeggy contributes to Every Second Matters and chats, even hit or miss. LOL. Yeah, if you want to count that, he's even on hit or miss. But yeah, no, Smeggy's a real good dude. I've had a lot of talks with him, a lot of conversations, and great guy. Even being from Michigan.
Yeah, Smeggy's a good guy, much as I like to bug him. Everybody likes to bug Smeggy, though.
He gave me his extra XM radio. That is awesome. That is really, really cool. Those things, it makes there's no radio anywhere in the country, so that really makes it drive better.
Oh, for sure, yeah. So did he pee on the fence?
So I guess that will bring us into our next segment, the good idea versus bad idea. So we were talking a little bit yesterday. We kind of touched on the draft and penciled it in as a good idea, bad idea. Why not? So guess we'll go down the line and see what everybody thinks.
I like the idea of a draft. I'm too old for it.
I'm against
Yeah.
it.
Okay. I was gonna say it's a pretty tough one there. I'm gonna say that I am. Hmm. I'm gonna say that I'm also for it, but there is a caveat to it. So, Bob, why do you think it's a good idea? Just because you're too old for it?
Oh, it's partially that. I guess maybe not so much the. I don't know. You guys have your draft is different than. I think of a draft as being like everybody gets to serve. You know, like I guess with because of your population, you don't need everybody doesn't need to serve, but you get into smaller countries where their population's smaller and like everybody does a year of national service kind of thing or 2 years. I think that just makes for a more respectful society as well as a more they learn some discipline and they actually learn what the military does, so they're a lot less likely if they've served a year, they're a lot less likely to want to just get involved in some stupid shooting more. They're more going to be more likely to make it. If they're going to do that and make that commitment as a country, they're if the people have actually served in the military, they're going to be a lot less likely to just jump into something without some sober thought.
Right, I hear you. Yeah, I forgot what I said because I'm torn between the issue. I think I said it was a good idea. So I'm gonna say that it's a good idea, but there's a couple reasons why I say that. I am saying it because lately there's been this whole the women and transgender and all those issues. And I was reading an article last week that was talking about the draft and saying that if women want to be allowed into the army and or military or whatever, um, all women should be able to fill out and sign up for the draft. And that was like everybody was totally against it. It was a crap storm, and they were not excited about it at all. So I kind of thought that was a funny little double standard thing. So that's another reason. That's one reason why I'm for it. Another reason why I'm for it would be kind of another reason looking at all the way that people are nowadays, kind of not necessarily soft, but softer than they were, and maybe not willing to fight or willing to stand up for their country. And what happens if comes time we need a bunch of people and nobody's willing to register? I don't agree. I don't agree with forcing people to do stuff against their will. I don't agree with all that, but fighting for our country is a pretty important thing. So those are my couple reasons.
I don't know what kind of feedback we're getting out there because I'm just on the phone right now. But no, that's communist Nazi shit. Of course, they're more respectful because they're scared shitless. I don't want to live in some country where you have to serve. That's bullshit. So just because there's experience in the military doesn't mean everyone is going to, and it certainly doesn't mean everybody has to. So I value service offered over surface. And yeah, you can close your eyes to the situation with the draft, but we've already dealt with it and more than once, and it's not always perfect. It works good when there's Nazis and everybody's going to get saving the planet, but when there's skirmishes, it doesn't work so well. So you're ignoring the part where when you force somebody to be part of something like that against their will, they can go the other way. So just because it can be beneficial for some people and they grow from it, forcing people into it doesn't, just because it can be beneficial doesn't mean it should be required. And I don't want to live in a country where patriotism is mandatory and it devalues it. Patriotism given is always worth more, value, definitely infinitely more than patriotism required. As far as national service, yeah, great, have options or whatever, but make it beneficial, give some reason to do it if you want, but requiring it, then you don't get results you want. You get the bare minimum slave type of prisoner results. If someone wants to serve their country and doesn't want to do it in a military capacity, again, I want people who are offering their service and are going to be proud of their service and are going to consider their service valuable, not someone who considers it a punitive punishment and is going to do the bare minimum to get by. That's not service.
Yeah, but we could just make it that unless you serve, you don't get to vote. I saw a documentary about that. It's what you have to do when the bugs invade.
Yep. We are getting a few comments over on the Gun Channels and YouTube side. On YouTube, Mel is saying, love the idea of draft. He already has served and am too old now. Would provide lots of jobs and would train everyone in weapons. Let's see. Ghost is saying, thinks a mandatory 2-year national service would help kids that aren't ready for college. And also, they would have greater appreciation for our country. A lot of kids aren't ready for life and college when they are 18. National service does not always mean military. And then he ended by saying, I personally wasn't ready for college. The Marines was the best choice I ever made in my life. And we got Gun Channels, Ponery saying, bad idea. Let's see why I just got another one. So, bad idea. There should be a mandatory service from 18 to 23. This way, youth learns discipline, structure, order, and teamwork, all the things most parents fail to do these days. Then by the time they get out there, they're still young and actually have marketable job skills. And they should drop that BS, you're underweight disqualification. Service ensures citizenship.
The social references need to realize that he was writing a book against communism. So you're basically advocating communist bullshit. The book is written with a reason. But again, if you're going to suggest that federal service is somehow going to be mandatory, name a federal anything that's useful and beneficial and isn't just waste. So if you're going to force people to go into bureaucracy, all they're going to learn is how to or manipulate the bureaucracy. And I don't want to breed a bunch of Hillary Clintons. I don't want to pay taxes to create systems that create Hillary Clintons in mass. I want to remove all that shit. If you want to have service for your community and your state, your nation, your family, whatever, there's no need for the government to be involved in that. We operated really fine as a country with all kinds of civic and religious and non-denominational type of organizations that do good work, and they do it better when they're not taxed, and the people who make up the organizations aren't taxed to death, and they're given maybe direction by some national entity, but it doesn't. I challenge the concept that it needs to be done by the national government. Definitely not efficient at doing things. I don't know how you think that the state is going to pump out students like they have now, and you're going to say the result of what the state did is going to be cured by mandatory service to the state. That's just going to create another bureaucracy, a huge bloated bureaucracy for a bunch of know-nothings to do nothing after they're done with their school. So that doesn't seem like anything that would be beneficial. It's a service, doesn't make mandatory service necessary.
Well, I understand what you're saying, but what if it comes down to a point where we're in a skirmish or some type of war or something where we need more people than what we have and nobody's willing to fight? And then nobody's trained, nobody's there. I mean, I hear what you're saying. I wouldn't want the whole, somebody to tell anybody what to do.
The draft worked in the world wars, fine. And I don't think there's anybody going to complain about that. But just in general, to have mandatory service, We're not Sweden. 35 people that all look the same and come from the same family and well together. So I don't see that being efficient or worthwhile. And just because it works in a tiny little state or country the size of one of our states, there's no reason to suggest it's going to work on the big scale. But again, I don't want to look at a potential world war. Name a reason where we're going to have a world war again. I guess if we're going to have a world war, we can have a discussion about it again. But I'm not going to suggest let's have mandatory service now, because 2 generations ago we had world wars.
Yeah.
I'm not against having a standing army, but I don't think you have to have conscripts in time of peace.
Well, what about the fact that studies have shown that military families tend to make up the majority of the army now? Like, these are generational people who have served in the military. That is far and above, is what's happening is people serve because their parents served or their grandfathers served. And there's whole, generations of people whose families have never served. And they have no pride, or they have no understanding of the kind of sacrifices that military people do make. See,
well, fuck off. Number one, fuck off. Number two, you're not going to penalize anybody or any generations of a family for not serving. We don't live in a country where service is mandatory or obligated. So if you're going to suggest that anyone who served is going to put some caveat on people who didn't, fuck you. No, you don't get to say that. I take offense to that. There's no line in this country. In fact, we have those same people died so that there's not a line in this country between classes and obligations and responsibilities. That's done on a personal level. And that's a value, that's a decision you make as a person, an individual, voluntarily to give to your country. And no, you don't get to put words in people's mouths and suggest that they died somehow better than people who did everything else, the American dream, except being the military. No, the military wouldn't exist without 99% of the country that's doing all the rest of the stuff, and their contribution is no less vital or important or necessary or worthy.
Well, that wasn't what the point I was making. The point I was making is it's gotten to the point since they've gotten rid of the draft and any kind of draft, the families that actually choose military service, the people that actually choose military service, it's become a generational thing. It's become something that, there's a certain percentage of the population that just serve in the military. That's what they do. And that's
there's a certain percentage that are cops in their family, and there's a certain percentage that are fire departments, and there's a certain percentage that are bakers, and there's a certain percentage that are accountants. I don't understand the point. Is that a bad thing you're saying, or a good thing, or?
I don't know. I'm just making the point that that's something that's happening since there hasn't been a draft. Is that it seems that there is.
I think it's wrong. I think that's been the fact since feudal days. Samurais, their sons were samurais. Knights, their sons were knights. I mean, name a system where marshals go in a family. That's the same as bakers and lawyers and everything else, right?
Yeah, and I guess, and then when they get to a real fight, like a war, then everybody gets to pick up
maybe I wasn't alive, so I don't know, I guess, but I've never gotten the impression that the drafts during World War I and II were because people were unwilling to serve as much as to create queues, to create lines so that the branches would fill distributionally, right? So that there would be some system to the process from going to civilian to military to on a training and into a boat to go kill Nazis. So because it can't have just total chaos, the draft was instigated or created in order to transition masses of people through training. That most of this country sat around laughing at Europe the way that gun owners laugh at Californians for their gun laws, and that they had to be conscripted into the military. That was more the case. And again, that's a situation that shows you that when it's a massive threatening the planet, you don't need to conscript people. You just need to help them get into whatever job is perfect for them or best needed or whatever. So we didn't have 100,000 bakers and 10 infantrymen. They create a draft to get people into the right lines.
Right, because otherwise everybody would want to fly fighter jet or fighter planes and not,
Yeah,
guy digging trees.
Again, on a guy who knows how to be a baker to not go get killed when he could be feeding dozens and dozens of guys efficiently. So you want to be, you want the system to be aware of your specialties. That's where I see a draft being useful and beneficial in times of world war. But again, we're a country that had no draft, pulled it up when needed, and removed it. We didn't say, hey, this is great. We want to be a martial country where service is mandatory and obligated. We'll just leave this draft in here. We removed it pretty much as soon as we could, right?
Well, I think a lot of countries did after World War II because
it wasn't.
By the time World War II was over, I mean, World War I had only ended 20 years before World War II started, basically. And not even 20. Yeah, well, about 20. So people were just sick of the whole idea of having these world wars. Like they used to call the First World War the Great War, the war to end all wars. Turned out that wasn't right. But after the Second World War, I think people got the idea that, like, we can't keep doing this because we just lost like 30 or 40 million people, And I think everybody just went, okay, we're not having any more wars. We'll get rid of the drafts, because I mean, Canada got rid of the draft as well. It was just that mindset in the 40s and 50s.
There was massive threats. You don't need massive defenses, so you don't need people to man the massive defenses, and you can go down to a knowledgeable, efficient army that's ready to train up the masses if necessary in the future.
Well, I mean, there was a massive threat in the 50s and 60s, right? There was the Soviet Union and that Cold War. Now,
we didn't draft during the Cold War for the most part.
No, well, they didn't need to because people still had patriotism.
Well, I challenge that we still have patriotism.
Well, I think you do, but it's less than what it was.
Yeah, well, I think it shows itself when necessary. And it's not something that our country revolves around. I cherish that. I think that has value. And again, I think that then the patriotism that you do see is of more worth. I think if you stifle opposition to political situations and whatnot, create a draft, that's it. Then you stifle all opposition, then you don't hear the other side of things. And again, we're a country that, and not just listens, but it deals with issues from both sides, and those compromises and those guess or whatever, over the time based on that is what makes us a country that's not just following the same old rules.
Well, and the other thing about a draft is it should even out the fact that the rich, powerful people, their children almost never serve in military. But of course, it happened, like always happens, even when there is a draft. Money talks, and that means they get to walk.
Whatever. That's such crap, classist, communist shit. Whatever.
It is classist, right? It is because people like Bill Clinton.
Okay, let's say the 1% of the population. Oh, they're only 1% of the military. Ding! What the fuck? So yeah, there's a shit ton more people that have less money, so there's more of them in the military. That's ridiculous to suggest that there's no people of wealth or influence or high class or whatever that don't go in. They go in all the time. They have both privates and through college and the canopies and stuff.
But if a rich person chooses not to, they can keep out of service. Look at all the people who dodged down.
You just don't see it. But if you turn to the left, there's the rich line over there where they just go right out the exit. Yeah, I didn't see that door in maps, but I guess I just wasn't looking. I didn't have enough money to see that door.
Yeah,
I don't agree.
Yeah, he didn't know a congressman. That's the problem.
Generals were wealthy when they started.
Some were. Some served right up from being infantry.
Right.
And if they got wealthy after they became a general, then somebody should be investigating their finances.
Oh my goodness. Bob's just being weird, so I suggest we solve this one. No draft. You guys are wrong.
Yeah, we're right.
Is the consensus out in the
Mel, George Bush kind of served when he showed up.
Anybody who's not a pilot shouldn't be able to talk shit about pilots, but I guess Bob doesn't care about airplanes that much.
I got 12 hours.
Again, there's the rich guy line. Oh, you don't know how to fly? No problem. Here's the rich guy line. You can just go get your flight suit and take a plane out.
Yeah, he couldn't show up for his training because he had to pass a drug test.
All right.
Before we wrap it up, we got a couple of comments out there. Pants was saying, without mandatory service, we still have one of the largest militaries in the world. Israel is a tiny country that is constantly under attack. Mandatory military service is sort of necessary there. Draft was used in Vietnam, 500,000 in the country at the height of war, Clay said. And Ponery said people got sick of it because entire chunks of particular age groups in certain countries were wiped out.
Yeah, that's very true. Like the whole generation of young British and French men were just gone in the First World War and probably in the Second as well. But
oh, I guess this is solved. Ish.
We solved it.
Yes, I think we solved it. We're
We're
right.
faster than Congress. We're way more efficient than Congress. Never solved
All right.
Bob. It's wrong.
I figured it'd be interesting. I wasn't wrong.
It's true. We got to do one though on what would be the or what we think our reasons are for the start of World War III, if there is going to be one. That'd be an interesting subject.
Skynet, obviously.
All right, so I guess that. Oh, go ahead.
I'll just ask where we're at then.
I think that is going to take us to break 2. So what is? Oh, we have the hashtag showdown on Instagram. Let me pull everything up real fast and. Yeah, I realized that was kind of a lame transition, but everybody knows what that sounds means, and we do things
Everybody
a
in the
little
ATF. Everybody in the ATF just looked over.
My bad, I'm getting G in trouble over here. We are gonna do things a tad bit differently today, folks. Instead of having you type out the answer and Wikipedia stuff and all this and all that, we have a little visual quiz for you. So today's quiz is, if I could open this thing up, I will tell you. Who is this person and what year was this taken? And it should be somewhat easy to find because it was somewhat a movie.
The guy on the left or the right?
The one shooting.
Oh, I know who that is.
Oh, Mel Manut got it.
No, got it? All right.
Yeah, on YouTube, on the YouTube side.
Yep, this is Annie Oakley.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, he's got no idea the year though. So you wanted the year too, eh?
Oh yeah, yeah. So Bob kind of ruined that one. But
now somebody's got to figure out the year.
I guess we'll have 2 winners today. Unless Mel can get the year real quick. I guess if it'll help anyone, Wikipedia, it was one of the first actual movies. I mean, it was a short, but one of the actual first movies to feature a gun.
Annie, get your gun.
Yeah, we'll give it another second or two. If nobody answers, we'll just take Mel.
Yeah. Nobody else answers. Because,
Yeah.
I mean, you know, we've already given them the hint that
Yeah.
it's who it is. Half the answer. Mel Nutt says 1894. Is that right? Right?
Yep.
All right, Mel. Way to go.
Good job, sir.
Hold it out of the fire. Ghost Tactical came in right behind him.
Nice try, but there's no runners up on the tactical quiz.
Mel the Nut, good job.
Yep, congrats, Mel. And anybody that wants to send in any more any quiz questions, any topics, any movie, anything like that, feel free to send it over at gmail.com.
So, Mel the Nut, I guess that makes you the tactical hot shot of the day.
All right. So let's get to this hashtag showdown here real quick. I probably should have just stage screen sharing.
All right, so let's go. What do we got for a tactical hashtag showdown pictures today? Why would somebody have pancakes and bananas?
Because it's good. All right, let me get rid of this little weirdo right here on the side. Okay, so that's recent. This I'm not going to bring it up, but this picture is one of the reasons why I miss Dano.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's see. Oh wait, first of all, let's start from the top. So last week we had 903. So there's 55 now, so we had 52 entries.
Yep. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, look, somebody's got one of those silly little Derringer pistol thingies, revolvers.
Well, I'm already seeing there's some stiff competition this week.
Oh,
I believe
looks like Pink was posting a bullpup shoot.
Yeah. I don't remember. Oh, okay. I think we left off on Steadley's stuff right here. I believe. Nope. I remember seeing that Glock too. What else do we got? Yeah, we like this one already. All right, so here we go. There's the first one from Chris.
Oh, that's artsy.
Yeah.
I don't like that gun, but I like the picture.
Oh, there's G.
Oh, there's a lap dog in a package.
That was me getting my credit card in the mail so I could buy the transmission.
Oh, this is from the bullpup, huh? Yeah.
Oh, that's a funny looking gun.
Yeah, it's like a bolt action bullpup. That's pretty.
Yeah. It might be a 50.
Oh, does it say in the?
Oh, wait a minute. I think I've found the one I want. I'm picking.
Yeah, this is a really cool one.
Yeah.
Why? Because the hand's massively out of scale for that gun.
It's just a big guy.
Yeah, maybe he's a huge Russian.
Yeah. He doesn't have those little girly hands like Dano.
He just crushed the front handguard and stuff into the barrel.
This will be the new man hands. Elite ammunition. Oh, 5.7. Whoa, what is, I just noticed that. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is, but it's interesting.
I was just gonna ask if you knew what that was all about, but that's cool. The Trident T6.
Yeah, getting out.
Steadily shooting at the weather again.
That's how you get rid of a hurricane. You don't see no hurricanes.
Yeah, he must have shot the sky clear.
He's steadily by himself, is single-handedly holding off the weather. Another one. What's that? Chain-driven auto knife. Oh, that's pretty cool. Oh yeah, I see it right there. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
There's another one. Oh wait.
Pink is dominating today.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Assisted flip.
Yeah. Just, I don't know. Complicated.
That's pretty cool. Oh, there's I guess they got them in different colors.
Yeah.
Hottie reposted Chris. Those reposts are awesome. Reposted pink. Oh, there's a close up on the. Looks like a little mini bike chain, huh?
Yeah, basically it's a little tiny roller chain. Yeah.
Like Bob said, it's just extra parts to make it look cool, or
Yeah.
open, I guess.
Yeah, I don't really see an advantage to it.
I think just to make it cool.
Yeah, it looks cool. But, yeah.
Marco repost. Smeggy getting attacked by a wild, vicious dog.
My dog didn't have time to just farting around.
He's like, come on.
Took him like a half an hour poking my dog to get him to bite him.
Yeah, it kind of looks. It still doesn't look like he's really biting him. He's just shoving his arm in his mouth.
He basically opened his mouth because after a while he figured out what he wanted.
All right. It was a Glock 30. Chris, I arguably one of the best Glocks.
Just another plastic brick.
Oh. Is that?
Gun show loophole tour donut.
I was trying to look at. Oh, that's that OD Daily Gun Show. Okay, yeah, it's a really cool picture. Guess that was a range. I was looking and seeing that looked like it was out of his house for a second. Another repost. Gun Overlord reposted steadily.
This is a good way to see how those reposts, how effective they can be. So you post a picture, or you include the tags when you post, and every once in a while, you never know when a picture is going to be, just the one that a bunch of people want to repost, and then look what kind of mileage you get on those tags.
Yeah, like the last one, the Chris's one that was reposted, it was like 2,700, something like that, and I think the original one had a couple hundred. So I mean, not like a couple hundred is little, but it gets a lot more with those reposts. That's why I like them.
Never know what kind of reach you're going to get.
Yep. There's another balancing act. Wait a second. Is this Chris's picture in a repost, or is this Best Guns cop? Oh no, it's a repost. Okay.
I'm seeing the same AK.
Are you? Hold on, I'm frozen. That's why. There it is. Should be now.
Nah, same picture for me.
Yeah, same AK.
Uh,
Quit ruining the show.
I single-handedly destroyed. Yeah, I don't know. I'm frozen.
So my dog has been barking at, like, everybody at the ATF goes around the building, I guess, in for like exercise maybe. Found it. Talking on phones and stuff. But my dog is barking at pretty much everybody that walks by.
Just means he can tell the difference between good people and bad people.
He thinks they're squirrels or something, maybe.
Yeah, I'm still frozen, so
Well, I already got my.
the dog eating the snowman.
No, that was completely staged.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
yeah. Just restart it since it already shut off. You still got to.
Well, let's go with what we got, or keep going.
Well, I'm gonna restart real quick.
I'm saying, you guys got winners yet, or do you need to keep looking?
I'm going with the.
I'm going with.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Smeggy's arm getting bitten by the dog. I just like that.
And I was gonna go with the first one that Chris had, had like a water wheel in the background, and I like that.
All right. Well, I was going to go with the one with the donut loophole or the gun show loophole tour donut with the 2 views with that rifle. So I guess we got to send it out to the chat.
Yeah, I think so. All right, it's up to the chat. Who's going to vote for the snowman getting eaten by the dog, the real snowman?
Did we already do a movie today?
No, we did the entertainment, so we did like a bunch of movies.
Oh, okay.
But I did have that. I had from the email, Cycle sent us in Collateral, that Jamie Foxx and Tom Cruise movie.
Yeah, I didn't like the theme or the plot or nothing, I guess, but it was an interesting movie because Tom Cruise went to Front Sight before that, and I doubt he was the first guy to go to a training class to learn how to look better at a movie, but it definitely worked. He looked more proficient and like what he was doing, and it wasn't like John Wick or nothing, but it was the beginnings of that. It was like, years before, so it was a decent movie. Plot was kind of sketchy.
Yeah, it was weird. Like, I don't know, the what's his name, the cab driver Jamie Foxx could have got away like at multiple different points and like just stayed there. So
yeah, it's one of those like we would just walk away in the movie. They were trying to make it funny, I guess.
Yeah, but Tom Cruise, no, I don't like Tom Cruise, but he had a couple of good like little action scenes in there. Like you said, he went all like John Wick on him for a second. Like it wasn't a horrible movie, but yeah.
I'm gonna give it 1 thumb because there's definitely better movies, but I don't want to diss it completely because it is worth watching. I'd say if you see it come up, on cable or something, it's worth watching. I don't know if I'd probably rent it. If I hadn't seen it before, I'd recommend
it. Too Hottie says we haven't even seen all of them, so how can we choose a winner?
Yeah, I know.
Mainly because it's like 1 billion degrees out here, and at some point, I'm sure the ATF is going to wig out with a van parked like next to them, adjacent to all the 473s. So
Yeah,
I'm trying
a
to
white van, somebody talking to a phone, keeps looking at the building.
That everybody comes near me. Yeah, I'm not winning 8 points with the ATF, I'm sure. If I'm even on the radar, but I'd rather be for it.
Well, they're probably running your license plate number at this point.
Oh, I'm sure, because down turns out a dead end road into the entrance. So I had to do like a 17.5 point turn to get in my 11-foot van. Turned around, and then I jumped out real quick. And I jumped out real quick and took a picture of the gate, which they usually hate when your job is to watch a gate and somebody comes up and does something weird in front of it. They usually hate that. So yeah, I haven't been run off.
So just for everybody out there who's watching, we'll hashtag Daily Gun Show contest.
I don't know. Can you see it?
Oh, you got it? Okay, looks like we're gonna go with it. We're gonna finish up the videos. Okay. Yeah, we can see it now, Jim.
All right, hang on a second here.
Sit
Let
down.
me,
Sit down.
all right, we left off on Chris balancing on a tree, balancing a Glock. All right, yeah, we're almost done anyway. So there's the next one. Even though, did everybody vote already? We got a winner or not?
No, we didn't really vote. I don't know. We didn't look at the rest of them. If one of them jumps out, we might all go for that.
Law-abiding gun owners.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, this is a good one. I like that meme.
Yeah.
And gun owners have 600 million firearms and roughly 25 trillion rounds of ammo. If we were the problem, you'd know it.
Video will be up. So this is AR, Diamondback AR. Another one from Chris. Chris is taking this one from in a cave, maybe?
Yeah. Probably had to crawl in there with rattlesnakes and spiders.
What is that? The 34? Oh, that's a 35. Okay. Good man. Constitution Day.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Steadily, that's a really cool picture. I think that my vote's going to have to change to this one because I like how he did all that with the rain, too, and everything.
Oh, yeah. Too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Repost. There's the little guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's good.
I like it. And look at that. Is there anything underneath there? Got a balancing right here on the trigger guard in the front of the frame.
I can relate with that picture because now I'm hardened to driving in fog.
Yeah, that is a ton of fog creeping up on him right there.
Yeah.
Dude, I could drive right through that fog now. I've got the fog skills. What are you barking at? You don't like nothing about the ATF.
Like you could smell them, smell the oppression.
There you go. That's probably what it is, man.
Shit. There's a
He
couple
barks
of
at inefficiency.
Couple bolts.
Yeah, a couple of bolts from Steadily.
Those op rods.
The whole shebang. Yapa 1911.
Yeah. Actually, not bad looking.
I don't like how it's cocked back and balancing on that rock like that. Unsafe.
Nah.
Yeah.
Got this up.
There's another picture of an AK on an elephant's back.
Yeah.
Oh, this is AK. Oh, this is a repost. Yeah.
AK on a dead elephant. Oh, that's kind of gruesome. Oh, I like this one.
Yeah, that puppy, the dog. That's cool.
Yep.
And then this is actually that auction that Ghost is doing. I don't know if Rupin RX, if he reposted this or if he just posted this on his own, but this is a really cool deal going on here.
Yeah, I think I'm going to change my vote. I want to go with that one.
There's a Taurus PT20.
He's away from making the dog puppet. Even
I think the ATF is cutting into your signal a little bit there, G.
oh, I walked away so my dog could try to pee on him again.
Oh.
He screwed me. He didn't need to go out. He was just playing.
He was just pretending he did.
Yeah, I got suckered. He just wanted to walk around. Come on, get in here.
Oh, there's a clover tack one. I like that green color, Phil.
Yeah.
I like that one too.
I have to move here in a minute.
Let's see. Oh, Chris did a bunch of guns. They're not vertical though. Balance them like that, Chris. That's your next week's challenge.
That's the picture he uses to Photoshop them out into those nature scenes.
That's what's in his backpack when he's hiking.
Okay, so here's what G-Webs was talking about. See, this is the original picture, right? 48. Has Tactical reposted it and got 1,316 eyes on it. Well, likes. So who knows how many people have seen it?
Yeah.
So that's the value.
People repost Hashi. So yeah, who knows how many people reposted off of hers?
Exactly. There's Raph. Got him some stuff. I heard from Raph too out in the comments today. He's doing good. So, but this is an old.
Good. Made it through the hurricane.
Yeah.
Good to hear.
So this is that was an old one. So we were done at Clovertack was the last. No, Chris was the last one.
Same with group hands.
Yeah. I'm still going with Steadilies with the one the Glock in the Rain. That's my vote.
I'm going the Gun Show Loophole Tour one with the cartoon dog.
This one?
That's the one for the auction where
Yep.
Ghost Tactical is auctioning off one of his rifles for the tour. Really appreciate that.
Very cool.
Yeah, we're kind of talking about that. That's a really, really cool gesture. That's awesome.
Oh, shit.
All right, so that's Bob's pick. Mine was the Glock in the Rain. G-Webs?
Rupan's Gun Show Loophole Tour donuts with the rifles still.
What was this one? So those are our picks. Now you guys have seen them all, so go ahead and give us a vote.
Still got a lot of people are going with a puppy.
So while they're voting, what else we got left on the show?
Well, we went through the movie of the day. I could do the gun of the day, and if you want to do the gun shop of the day, I got one, unless you got one.
Oh, go ahead. I definitely got lots now, but let's pick whatever's coming from the emails.
No, this one wasn't from the emails. This was just one in case we didn't have one.
Well, then let's do this one. The ATF technology branch. So the ATF is a big organization. I took some pictures. I can't screen share them easily because I'm on my phone right now. But I took pictures of their main headquarters downtown. Marco took me down to see their main headquarters. It's ridiculous. It's like so much money spent on the fanciness of the building. It blows my mind. Anyway, this one is less fancy. So you can see it's a VA. I'm probably 2 hours from DC, more with traffic. Marco is our he lives in DC his whole life, so he's able to get me around, missing traffic for as much as possible. So it's probably 2 hours plus. So I don't know why they would stick it way out here in the middle of nowhere. Maybe the land was cheap. I don't know. Maybe they fly out here in a helicopter. I don't know. But anyway, I'm almost positive that we've seen a picture from the top of this building out at that parking lot, and there used to be just like 4 or 6 of these metal cargo containers, and they supposedly had all the 4473s. When the gun shop goes out of business, they would go there. And I mean, I'm assuming that's the place. It's possible. It's definitely possible the ATF has another parking lot like looking thing like that with cargo containers on it. It's not specific, but since I am here at the technology branch, yeah. So my goal of coming out here would be great to get an interview with them, but I didn't even try this time. I didn't have enough time in the schedule, but I was curious to see what the branch looked like. We'd seen some pictures inside of the building from 2012 when the American Suppressor Associations, which was a big part started by Silencer Co., a company that makes suppressors, went above and beyond to become an industry lobbyist, I guess the best way to say it, for the firearms industry, but specifically suppressors, and to repeal or at least to remove the suppressors from the NFA. And they started with the Hearing Protection Act, and as part of the initial move to get the Hearing Protection Act in, they came out here and visited with the technology branch and did some video. Silencer Co. does video very well, so it was an excellent video, and it showed the indoors of this place, and it gave me the impression it was a little strip center or like a little rented office type of place inside. And eventually we'll probably take some video here and then get permission from Silencer Co. to splice some of that in if possible. But that'll give you some insight to the inside and the outside of this place. And again, to give you some perspective, it's like a couple hours out of Virginia or out of DC, and I'm in West Virginia, so I had to come up and around Maryland, and I'm sort of on the edge of, well, West Virginia is weird. It follows a river or something, so it's a really crazy border of West Virginia towards DC. And I didn't bother to go to the gate thing. I'm almost positive they don't have visitors or anything like that without special arrangements. So this will do now, but this will be our gun shop of the day. The regulatory agency that's in charge of the questions that are asked the NFA, the National Firearms Act, Title II of the National Firearms Law, go to, and all the Form 4s and Form 1s and Form 2s and all the rest would come to and according to their address, it's in this area, and according to that, I'm assuming this is the building here. Unless somebody is in the know and can tell us more about it, we'll just go with that. And of course, little asterisk, I have no idea really. But yeah, this is the address, NFA, Technology Branch.
The belly of the beast. Well, for votes on hashtag thing, the only thing we seem to be getting in the YouTube is we've got, looks like 1 vote for the puppy eating Smeggy, and then 1 vote for the Core 15.
I'm on gun channels, and I got Enrique dog eating arm, and Clay likes the Rupin's repost, so the Core 15. So we are at a tie in the comments too.
Yeah.
Right. Well, we'll just let it go to what? We'll just let the clock run down, and we'll check the scores when it's all over.
Yep. Might as well.
So that'll, I guess, bring us to gun of the day. Let's see here. Today I picked a weird one because I was just looking at weird stuff, and it was something cool that I saw. This is the Tracking Point. It is an American, Austin, Texas-based applied technology company that created the first precision-guided firearm, a long-range rifle system. The first PGF was developed by Tracking Point, an Austin, Texas-based company, blah, 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 formed by John McHale in February 2011. The first PGF prototype was created in March 2011. The company officially launched a publicly available product in 2013 January. The company rolled out a second publicly available product, the AR series semi-auto smart rifle, in January 2014. Bolt action systems are 16,995 currently available in 338 Lapua, 300 Win Mag. In 2017, semi-auto systems cost between $7,000 and $16,000 and are available in 7.62 NATO and 5.56 and 300 Blackout. So let's get some pictures up here.
So have you guys shot these?
Never. Never.
Long range thing, usually a shot.
Oh, really? That'd be cool. But see, this is the thing that they're not.
They're neat, but it's sort of a gimme at SHOT Show because nothing's moving and the distances are kind of known. So, you know, you get to experience it, but not as good as if it was like a moving vehicle or something.
Yeah, that is an interesting concept, though.
So it has a stock with power management system, a microphone, wireless connectivity, LRF. Oh, that's the laser system, and then a weather station, guided trigger acquisition and track on the top, and then they got a barrel reference so that it could reference with the barrel and do all its things. That's crazy, man. That's a lot of bells and a lot of whistles.
A lot of technology wrapped around a rifle, that's for sure.
Oh, and then look at here. This one's it's hard to see because it's all white, but that's a trigger link. So this right here links up from the guided trigger up into this apparatus doohickey.
Yeah, I've shot it on bolt actions.
Oh, really?
Not on some. Yeah. I didn't really put it on the ARs. Looks like it mods onto them.
Yeah, there's a bolt action one right there. I guess the AR is somewhat of a newer thing. But yeah, that's pretty cool.
Just that you don't need to usually.
Yeah. Well,
so
I mean,
why put sight on backwards? Just to be cool.
Make it look tactical.
All right. Well, they're about to shut down this parking lot for doing some work on the lines here, it looks like.
Oh, all right, cool. Well, yeah, we can just wrap things up then.
Is that Bob's gun of the day, or is he not? Is he even lazy and making you do all the work?
No, I did that one.
Typical Canadian. He's all about concept and all young, but when it comes time to pick a gun of the day, that's Jimmy's job. Jimmy got drafted.
Hey, it's Jimmy just gets to it before I do. You know me. It's going in there like 10 minutes before the show starts. Not my fault. Jimmy's like organized and stuff.
Yeah, I would say
Let everybody hypnotized by this. Go buy gear websites, gear, and don't worry about that. It's going to take weeks to ship.
I have nothing to do with the shipping. That's not my fault.
That's just because I'm not in Tucson. But I appreciate everybody who is buying stuff. Nobody bought anything for 2 months, and then as soon as I leave, like 3 or 4 orders came in.
Well, that just means that you're getting traction on the Loophole tour. People are finding out about stuff.
Hopefully. I do appreciate the support. I want to thank Marco for sure. He's one of the most gracious hosts I've ever had at a place visiting. And along with that, Smeggy and Dano and Dr. No and Edge. Not missing anybody. Also John from New York.
Yeah, it's pretty cool that you get that much people willing to help out and stuff on this tour. It just shows how great this community is. Not just gun channels, but the whole firearms community itself.
very much so. Yeah,
Yeah.
I wasn't pessimistic before I left, but now I'm getting so much positive feedback from each of the gun shops that, yeah, I can't believe how good a community we have, and an excellent country. It's just an awesome country. People are friendly everywhere. Man, they try hard to make it seem like we're not living in harmony, but they're wrong. This is an awesome country.
Well, I'll tell you what, that's one thing that really stood out for me when I came down, is because, you know, everybody else in the world has this idea of what Americans are like, whether it's from your TV or, you know, but you know, and I live right next to America, right? So I've been there when I was younger, and then to come back after all these years and having been almost brainwashed to expect people to be rude and shit like that. And then you find out, good God, they're as polite, if not more polite, than Canadians. You know, it kind of just throws your whole worldview out the window.
We call that freedom adjacent, where Canada is.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we try to cover a bunch of stuff every day. I think we covered a bunch of it today. We're doing it on the road. It's called the Daily Gun Show. So we try to hit things on a daily basis. If you'd like to be part of that, we encourage you to send us an email. It's dailygunshow@gmail.com. We have the 3 segments that we do each day. Feel free to suggest something for one of those segments, a topic, or if you're an expert in something and you'd like to be part of the show. We haven't had guests on quite too often, except for people I've been visiting with, but we're more than happy to have people on. I look forward to the future here. We're planning on having as many of the gun shop owners as we can manage to join us in these and give us some insight to what it's like running these shops. And of course, the tactical quiz and the gun of the day and the movies and stuff. We're always looking for ideas for those. That's what makes this show truly interactive, the new media. We're not just watching trying to emulate what a radio show or a TV show used to be. This new technology and the freedom that it gives us and the ability to get out, and we're on like this at the ATF is part of the show. So want to be part of that, we encourage you to and welcome you to. So again, it's dailygunshow@gmail.com. You can find us all on gun channels, on VidMe and YouTubes and other places as well, but the easiest place to find us all is on gunchannels.com.
Indeed. Well, I don't know, if nobody's got anything else, we should probably wrap this up.
I think I'm good.
Yeah, well, I was kind of hoping that
today's Wednesday, right? So we got a big night of shows.
Oh yeah. Well, after us is going to be the lobby. Either Pants or Sean Ponnery's going to open it up. I really appreciate them too doing that every day, and kind of filling in the time over at Gun Channels, giving people a place to talk and BS and just get together at. It's really great. After that, I believe it's Wednesday, so it's Matt's night tonight. Never Enough Ammo Chat. When does that come on? I know it comes on at around 6 my time, so that would be 9 Eastern.
I have no idea what time it is Eastern. Eastern is the craziest, most obnoxious of all time zones.
Yeah, so
it insists on being first all the time, and then screws everything up for the West Coast. That's all I know about it. I'm going to see if I can't do a van chat tonight. We did a tour update yesterday or the day before, and about time to do another van update. And anybody that's interested, we'll do that probably on the Gear channel, Gear websites, and of course over on Gun Channels.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, well, I mean, shoot me a text when you're ready to go, and I'll see if I can get in.
Right on.
So, yeah, I guess we're done. We'll wrap this up with a quote by Steve Jobs. That's somebody in computers or something. All right, but before that, I just want to thank everybody and remind everybody, please like, share, subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. I know we got 10 or so out there now. We could use some more on the show, just saying. But anyway, if you can and you're able, support us on Patreon. The link is in the show description. And other than that, let's finish it up. Quote by Steve Jobs. Things don't have to change the world to be important. Well, on that quote, we'll just wrap it up and say bye, everybody. We'll see you all tomorrow. If my internet keeps working.
The guys and gals of gunwebsites.com encourage you to take a CCW class every year, practice at least once a month, and carry every day. Thanks for watching gunwebsites.com.